Welcome to Era of the Chosen. Your characters are going to be new recruits into the Chosen who are looking to prove themselves for the first time. Now, the way that is worked among the Chosen is you have to go to the Lost Lands and you have to survive without any help from other Chosen for a week. If you return from that, then you are going to be, sort of a full Chosen. You'll be sent on missions and inducted. So there are 5 possible characters for this scenario and 3 players. So I'm going to just go through the characters quickly and explain the pros and cons of each one on a high level. And then once you guys have chosen, I will then explain the details of each character so that you know what you're doing. So first of all, we've got, I'm going to start with Diego Garcia. Now, Diego is a member of the Garcia clan. The Garcia clan like big guns, as many explosions as possible, and, are not overly subtle as a general rule. That said, they tend to be quite tough and strong, as indeed Diego is. And they have special weapons as part of their clan bonus. I will also say at this stage that all of the characters in this session that I've made for you are particularly focused on the abilities the clan has. You could have a more neutral character if you wanted to, but I've chosen to put the clan abilities in.
Oh, okay.
Heidi Tool is here representing the Chike clan. Now, not everyone who is part of a clan is actually born into that family. Sometimes they're adopted by a clan, and this is the case with Heidi. Now, Heidi, like the rest of the Chike, has the ability to metamorphose into a part Ananasi form whenever the Ananasi are near. Now, this means that she gains extra abilities. In her case, she's going to gain claws and wings. Hilda Rostov is a member of the Rostov clan. Now, the Rostovs are tacticians. They believe in information control, in using the best possible tactics to defeat the enemy, rather than charging in guns blazing necessarily. She has abilities which sort of reinforce that. She's actually a sniper, so she carries a sniper rifle, and she also has an sort of the ability to move to the top of the initiative or act wherever she wants in the initiative order, to be more exact. Samuel Doust. So the Doust clan are the first people who discovered the Lost Lands, and to a high degree, they view themselves as the people who own it. There is a lot of technology strewn around the Lost Lands, and no one really knows why. It doesn't function there very well. Technology doesn't work reliably in the Lost Lands. So, for example, you might be okay to turn on a light bulb and it'll work sort of maybe for a few seconds, but if you were flying a helicopter, I think that would be highly inadvisable, because you'd cut out and fall out of the sky, and So the Douse clan actually made their fortune off salvaging the technology, taking it back to Ether, which is our world, sort of the humans' world. It's the name of our dimension. So it takes it back to Ether, and then they develop it, and that's actually how civilization has progressed from Renaissance times to modern times, through their sort of salvaging and understanding the technology. So he's sort of more of a technologist. He relies a lot on certain Douse technologies in order to be competitive in combat. He has the ability to... he has an electrocuting suit, so if anyone touches him, he can switch it on, and there's a 50% chance that whoever is touching him is electrocuted. For example. He's got some other stuff as well. But Aiko Nakamura, which I know at least one of you has already expressed an interest in, she is part of the Nakamura clan, who are... They believe in self-sacrificing when necessary. They are protecting both the people who are native to the Lost Land and also the people who are... in a harbour city who are innocents, who can't see the Ananasi. Only a very small percentage of the population can, and those are the chosen. She has sort of, to use a a stereotype. She has ninja-style abilities. She has the ability to vanish. She carries a sword, which has been used for, you know, hundreds of years to fight the Ananasi. That kind of stuff. And that's all 5. I've actually gone through them all quite quickly. So there you go. So who are you guys interested in?
I think I'll take Hilda, because I really like being tactical with things, and also I seem to get pretty lucky with snipers.
All right, I'll be Aiko.
Okay.
Aiko, is that correct pronunciation?
Yes. Okay. Aiko Nakamura. So, Magus, what character would you like to play as?
You can call me Lena. And
okay,
I'm gonna
Lena.
pick Heidi.
Heidi Tool. Okay. So, we have a member of the Rostov clan, a member of the Nakamura clan, and a member of the Chaik clan. And I'm actually going to add one additional person to your party, temporarily at least. His name is Ivan Rostov. He's the heir to the Rostov family. Okay, so he's very, very important. He's also, you know, known all his life. He was going to be the head of the Rostov family. He was going to be chosen. You know, he's going to be in charge one day. So, Ivan has been added to your group, and Heidi, you in particular, as you are kind of a long-standing bodyguard for various people, you've been asked to make sure he's safe, because obviously, if this bunch of, you know, completely useless individuals were to get the heir to the Rostov clan killed, at best that might set back the chosen sort of cooperation. At worst, it could actually result in a civil war. So let's not do that. Okay. As I said, you guys have entered the Lost Lands. So there is a specific place in Ether where most of the portals are concentrated in the latest era. So we're playing in the third of 3 eras, the modern-esque era. And there is a place in Ether called the Crystal Dome where most of the portals to and from the Lost Lands are concentrated. So before you have to survive this week, you actually also have to spend a night in the Crystal Dome and defend against any Ananasi incursion. The 4 of you manage that fine. So, you know, you're not completely green. You've faced Ananasi before. None of you did enough to really end up with triggers for your characters, but we'll see how that goes. Those build up as bad things happen. Trophies build up as you overcome things which were a challenge. So, you know, some of you are going to be very, very excited about arriving in the Lost Lands and becoming a chosen. Ivan Rostov, on the other hand, is very, very reluctant. He thinks it's a total waste of time, it's just a formality. He's just going to be a leader. He's never going to actually stand and fight the chosen, in his opinion. So, what's the point? You're completely wasting his time. So, you step through the portal together, and you arrive in the grey sands of the Lost Land. The Lost Land sort of varies between quite light grey when you're near Ether, and very, very dark when you're near Erebus, which is the universe of the Ananasi. You're somewhere in the middle. It's hundreds and hundreds of square miles. So, you know, you wouldn't be able to cross it within a week very easily.
I don't really know that we'd want to. We'd end up
indeed.
Headquarters.
You'd end up in the exactly. You'd end up in the middle of Erebus, and that would be very, very bad. But you are now required to survive, and you have arrived in the Lost Lands. It's relatively featureless near you. You're in a sort of a deserty area. So you guys have arrived somewhere around. This is harder than I thought.
If you want to draw a circle,
you guys have arrived there.
Hold Alt in the...
Basically, there's kind of an incline. You know, there's sort of a hill, a dune, perhaps would be a better word for it, because you are in a deserty bit. You know, not too far away, and then there's kind of a rocky bit over here somewhere. I can write on them too if you like.
Okay, so.
But yeah, it's now down to you guys. I'm not going to direct you. You are to survive. Do your best.
Okay. Let's see.
Nope.
So we have dune and we have rocks.
Yes.
Let's see.
and I'm actually going to resize this a bit.
Which one is taller, the dune or the pile of rocks?
The pile of rocks is more like a set of rocks which kind of might make a decent makeshift camp, I suppose. I mean, you could do.
Okay.
The dune is significantly taller. Probably goes up to 5 meters tall or so.
All right. Well, I would like to go to the top of the dune and just sort of take a look around, see what we can see.
Remind me which character you are. I haven't got used to your voices
Aiko.
yet. Aiko. So Aiko is going to go to the top of the dune. That's fine. Let me. I can do A for Aiko. There we go.
And I'd like to stay concealed-ish if possible.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get up there and there's a bunch of guys on the other side looking at me.
Yeah, I'm with you. So in that case, I'd like you to roll me a dexterity stealth. Now, the way that you do rolls in this game is you count up the number of dots that you've got. So you'll count 4 for dexterity, which is in the bottom left, well, sort of middle left. And stealth is near the top right of the skills.
Okay.
So pretty much everything will be 1 attribute and 1 skill. You've got 3 stealth, hopefully you can see, and 4 dexterity.
Yes.
So you need 7 dice. You need to roll those, and you're looking for 7s or better.
Okay, so that's a D10?
That is D10s, multiple D10s.
Okay.
7 D10s.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So we don't care about adding up, but I can see here you've got 3 over 7. So you have managed to gain 3 successes in a stealth roll, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's fine. So you've got 3 successes. You are hiding, on the dune. Well, you are climbing the dune, I should say. Stealthily. And you've got 3 successes on your stealth. You're climbing up the dune. So Aiko immediately runs off and starts climbing the dune. Heidi and Hilda, what is your reaction?
It's so rash that she would just go up there like that. What if there was a trap there?
I'm sneaking, though.
What if she lost her legs?
She would have lost her legs.
I don't need my legs. I have a sword.
Hilda will look around the area, and what would be for a perception check?
So looking around is going to be intelligence and investigation.
2 things I am
quite good at. Yeah. As a Rostov, you would be.
Am I capable of aiding Hilda?
Well, you can look around as well, or you can instruct her. It's up to you. So you can instruct her.
Unlucky. Oh.
If you want to get on that horrible, horrible failure train.
Yeah.
You might be able to mitigate the failure. You never know.
I mean, you could save me.
3 more 1s than successes is very bad news. I'll be honest. That's a severe fumble, which would usually have life-threatening consequences. So Heidi, would you like to assist and possibly mitigate this horrible, horrible failure?
Yeah.
All right.
7 D10s. I'm so angry at myself.
If you could roll me a charisma instruction, which I believe you have 2 total dice.
Just 2d10s?
Yeah, 2d10.
I'm sorry, I'm slightly confused about how the dice.
If you look at your character sheet, charisma in the there are 2 sections. There's a left section and a right section with all the dots in. Yeah. So if you look at the charisma one, there's 1 dot filled in. That means you roll 1 dice. Investigation is in interaction on the right hand side near the bottom. Well, at the bottom of that right hand half. And it's the 3rd one in from the left. That also has 1 dot, so you're going to roll 2 dice. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, instruction. Okay.
Yeah.
It's under
Charisma instruction. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll 2 dice.
Oh, God.
Please do me a favor and don't immediately pop your eyes out of your socket.
Okay, so you got 1 success. So, I am talking to Hilda. You've got some good news. I'd like you to roll me 1 additional dice, please.
Oh, God. Watch it, I'm gonna fail this. I can already count it.
I'm kind of glad I got away from you guys now.
Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, so unfortunately, you are not paying enough attention.
Oh my god, my luck is terrible. I just rolled a dice 3 times and I got ones.
Well, fortunately for you, there's actually not a lot that can really hurt you a lot here.
Yay.
So you've
Yes.
kind of, sort of got away with it a bit. Here we go. Okay, so, we have kind of a, at the edge of this bit here, there's sort of a bit of a drop-off. Alright? Oh, I didn't mean to get those.
So, like a cliff.
Yeah, not quite a cliff, it's just a bit of a drop.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's nothing like a cliff, but,
Oh.
what happens is, Hilda, you sort of move forward. Can you actually see this moving? I don't know if you can see it
Yes.
moving as I move
Oh,
it.
I fell.
You sort of fall. You're wandering forward. You're looking around, and Aiko's gone up the dune, and you're just kind of walking forward and looking around. Yeah, you stumble forward and you roll headfirst down the hill.
Ah!
Which is about the worst thing I can do to you in this situation. So you, Heidi, you call out, wait, hang on, no, just stop, because there's a hill
What did
there.
you say? False.
And yeah, exactly. Now you're gonna take 4 pain damage from the fall. You landed quite badly, and I'm gonna break your arm. So you now have a broken
Wow.
arm. So on your character sheet, you'll see that you have 8 little dots on the far right hand side with pain and health. When you fill up on pain, you fall unconscious, and when you fill up on health, you die. You're going to mark off 4 of your 8 pain at this stage.
Oh my.
And I am telling you, you have a broken arm. Actually, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you should probably take 2 health as well.
Alright.
For the
Well then.
broken arm. Yeah.
My luck is very fickle today.
I have
That's
been
great.
very, very kind, because in theory I could kill you.
Nice.
I do
But-
have a question though.
Yeah.
Is Hilda either 1 ambidextrous and 2 is it the favorite hand or is it the other?
I'll
or
tell
the
you what.
alpha hand?
I'll tell you what. I have my orange d20 here, which is referred to by my players as the orange dice of death. So I'll roll this orange dice of death and find out whether it's the main hand or the offhand. How does that sound? It's the offhand. I guess the orange
Yay.
dice of death likes
Oh.
you.
Man. Maybe
Um,
there is some mercy
Unfortunately,
in
the
world.
sniper rifle is
Might kill.
two-handed, so that doesn't help you very much.
It's okay. I can use tactics. First time Hilda has shown any facial expression. She's just like in pain right now, and she's just like, "That was a bad idea."
Heidi, could you please roll me a double
done.
willpower?
One more time?
Double willpower. So I'm just looking for your character sheet here. There we are. So willpower is sort of in the middle of the attributes section, the left half. And you are currently on 4 willpower, although you get a bonus when you become fallen. You actually get a bonus to willpower. However, at the moment, you're on 4 willpower, so you roll 8d10, please. So when it's purely an attribute thing, if I don't want a skill because it's not a skilled thing, then you actually roll double the attribute instead of just the attribute on its own. Could you please roll me 1 additional dice, because 10s explode, so you get bonus dice.
Oh,
Yay.
yay.
Yay! So you got 4 successes so far. 3 successes so far. I'm sorry. And
One second, I'm gonna roll
another.
another.
Yep, keep going. 4.
Okay.
Right, 4 successes. So you are not instantly sort of compelled to run forward and help Hilda. Would you like to run forward and help Hilda, or would you like to leave Hilda where she fell?
Can I look on her stupidity for a second?
Absolutely. Take all the time you want.
How
She's
dare
sort
you
of
look down
at the
on me?
bottom with like an arm going like this, and like, ow!
My question still stands.
It's-
I just kind of like lean over the edge, like, oh my god, you actually
Can you
did.
stop looking down at me and heal me, please? My arm is broken.
It's hard to
Can
not
I
look
shoot
down
well?
at you. It's hard to not look down at you. You're at the bottom of the little fall there.
Hilda, I'm going to add a thing to you, a trigger. Unseen dips. You're terrified of falling
Alright,
down an
one more
unseen dip.
Great. I'm afraid of unconsciously falling. That's great. I gotta write that down.
You are terrified. So yeah, write that down on your triggers. And if you or anyone else around you, kind of experiences this again, then you will have a trigger event potentially.
Oh god.
And we'll see how that works.
So I need to freak out, basically. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, Aiko. You've not really been looking at any of this. You've been climbing the dune stealthily. So if you would like to look around from the top of the dune, would you like to roll me an intelligence and investigation?
Okay, so investigation I have 1, intelligence I have 3, so 4d10. Let's see.
That is correct. Well done. 2 successes. Okay, so you notice that Hilda's fallen down the hill. And stifle a giggle. You also notice that Hilda's making a lot of noise, which is generally very bad.
Yes.
Let's be honest, we don't want, the Ananasi to hear. So, yeah, you notice that. But scanning the vista, everything looks relatively clear. There's nothing obvious.
Cool.
Yes, I'm actually going to remove Ivan, but none of you noticed where he went because you're all too busy falling down hills.
What type of broken arm do I have? Is it like a dislocation?
You have a spiral compound fracture of your radius.
Oh Jesus! Not even know what that is.
That's going to take some putting back
painful.
together. That's going to take some putting back together.
Not great.
It's gonna take a long time.
Yeah. No, that's going to be a lot of healing. They're not going to be able to fix it with field stuff. Definitely, they might not even be able to set the bone. You may even lose the ability to use your arm forever, but you won't know that until a week's time when you return from the Lost Lands.
Nice.
Yeah.
That means that a spiral fracture usually needs to be right after surgery. Like you really need it.
Yeah, you need pretty much immediate surgery if you want to regain the use of your arm. Yeah.
Nice.
It's bad. It's very, very bad.
Great. I'm already. Thank you, body. You're really great at rolling.
I'm
gonna stick to my dice. Thank you. I'm gonna just play with my dice.
That's fine. I'm playing with mine, so I will take your word for it. Heidi, what are you going to do now?
You said I didn't really notice where Ivan went.
No.
So while I'm looking around, if I see him missing, I'm going to immediately start looking for him.
You probably don't notice him missing because at the moment you're focused on Hilda. You were considering going down to go and heal her, if you remember. If you choose not to,
will probably scream by trying to correct her freaking fracture.
if you leave her to it, then you can go look for Ivan. But at the moment you're a bit distracted.
I'm going to look around for a safe way to get down this small plateau then.
Yeah, no, it's not really a plateau, it's actually a slope. I just can't draw it very well on this, so it actually slopes off. So if you're aware it's there, you can kind of work your way down, a bit like you would a scree slope, for example, and you can get down to... Sorry, I actually moved that in a very interesting way. Kind of I did this, and that, and this, and then you can get to her. So there you go. So you're down with her, and yeah, she's still complaining. Loudly.
Of course I had a slip up one time. I decided to distract myself. That's it.
Hey, do me a favor and stop screaming everywhere before you grab attention to us.
Ugh.
I get that you're in pain. Shut up for a second.
Would you like to attempt a medicine roll?
Yes.
Okay, could you please roll me an intelligence and a medicine? That is 3 intelligence on your sheet, top center of the attributes, and medicine is far right of technical. 3 medicine.
Right,
so that would be
6. As I'm sure you can see, it's pretty easy to sort of get used to. There we go. And you get to roll another one. 3 successes and 1 more.
Oh, thank God.
3 successes. So, Hilda, you're going to heal 3 pain damage. She's bandaged up your arm. God. You still can't use it. Like you can't lift. You certainly can't lift anything with it. You can barely even. You can cope with the pain to walk. And not use it. But if you were to try and use it, you would struggle intensely. to say the least.
Okay.
So don't go around trying to do weightlifting. Not with that arm, anyway.
I don't really think I should. Anyway.
Hilda, if you want to do an action now that you've been healed, I'll allow that.
I'm going to take my time and walk up and be very, very angry that I decided to act like an idiot in front of everybody, and I probably embarrassed myself in front of Ivan.
Can you roll me a double dexterity, please?
Oh,
As you walk up the hill.
I have to roll dexterity?
Yeah, on the other hand, Heidi, if you wish to return up the hill, you can do it for free.
I'm just gonna sit there and...
Well, you're just going to sit at the bottom of the hill? You don't need very many successes to move up the hill, I should say that.
Alright, I'll do it. This is bad! I only got one!
Well, your success threshold is going to be a little lower. It involves walking up a hill. So you're looking for 5 or better, and you're rolling 2 dice. Because it's double dexterity, yeah?
Okay. I got 7 on one, and I got 3 on the other.
Okay, so yes, you managed to walk up the hill without falling over.
Okay, that's good.
Oh boy.
I've got a sunbeam in my face. Right. So, when you return to, where you arrived, roughly this square, you know this area now, you notice quite quickly that Ivan is missing. Aiko, what do you want to do now that you're at the top of the hill? And kind of you've looked around and it's generally clear.
All right, I would like to go back down the dune stealthily, of course.
Of course.
Report that there's nothing around and I don't see anybody.
Okay, so you head back down the dune.
And Ivan didn't see anything.
and I also don't see Ivan, so he ran off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Then we should keep
I mean, he either he's out of my sight range, I assume, because I didn't see him.
Well, you were kind of looking outwards, rather than inwards, because you noticed
he went
you noticed Hilda because she was down near you. She kind of fell down where you were looking. He might have gone the other way and you wouldn't have seen because you were looking outwards, right?
Yes.
So I would like you all to roll me a wits and investigation. This is a passive investigation check, sort of a perception, if you like. So, Hilda, I think that's 8.
Luck, please play with me.
For Aiko, I make that 5.
1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4.
5.
5 for Aiko.
My bad.
And for Heidi, it is 8.
What's the DC?
7.
Is it like 7 or above, or?
In this case, it's 7.
What
yes.
is it? 7?
7.
Then I got 3 7s.
Cool.
another one, Patrick.
And nothing else. Just
no,
3 7s, yeah?
Just 3
Yeah, cool.
minor successes,
Yeah.
I guess.
No. I mean, there's no difference between 7s or 10s, particularly in terms of the number of successes. It just tends to give you a bonus dice. The total number of successes is what matters, so that's fine.
Right.
So we have 1 success from Aiko.
Me.
We've got 3 successes from Hilda and Heidi. How did you do?
Oh, mine are in there.
They're above.
How many? What
There
was
we
the threshold again?
7.
No.
I only have 1.
Yeah, just the 1, right. Okay, so those of you who got 1, you hear a cough from the direction of the rocks.
Oh, that's great.
And Hilda, you got 3. You actually notice that one of the tents that you guys brought with you sort of sticking up over the rocks in one place. You just happen to have the angle.
Oh, shit.
We should probably go over there and see what is going on.
Okay.
I shall immediately run around these rocks.
I can't really run because of my arm, so I'm gonna briskly walk.
So Ivan has apparently set up the tent in among the rocks. Heidi, you run straight towards the cough noise. Hilda, you kind of move slowly. You won't get all the way. And Aiko, you're gonna unstealth and run in.
Sure.
Correct?
Yes.
So you guys both kind of run up. Oh wow, that's pathetic. Not loving this. Yeah, I wanted to put you closer, but I can't do it because it won't let me.
Oh well.
It's fine. We can imagine.
Yeah. So the rocks. I'm going to move the rock word, but Ivan has set up the tent and is inside, and he has quite casually gone to sleep.
I can't really go. No.
When was the last time we slept? What time is it now?
You slept last night. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason he should be particularly tired. It's also kind of a stupid thing to do.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he sick?
I don't know.
I mean, he did cough one time. So.
A single
Or
cough does
he's
not
probably
make.
dead. What would I use in order to check if he's like sick or hurt?
Intelligence and medicine.
All right. I'm somewhat proficient into that.
Yeah. You got 5 dice, I think, don't you?
I can't trust D20. I can't trust Roll20. I have to trust my own dice. I only got 110. And that's it. 1 success.
Right. So no, he looks fine. I mean, he's sleeping. Do you want to actually prod him and wake him up?
I'm not. I can't really do it because I don't want to hurt my other hand. I'm not risking it.
Yeah, you
you
might
mind
grab
if I
your
do-
arm and break it before you can know what you're doing. Yeah.
I know. I'm a little bit paranoid.
Would you mind if I do a quick physical there?
You want to wake him up then?
Yeah, I probably should.
You want to wake him up?
Yeah,
All right.
might be a good idea.
So you're gonna like prod him or something, right?
Yeah, just a light prod.
Okay.
And make
He's
sure
gonna.
he doesn't
What?
get-
What do you want? What do you want? What? What?
Why are you sleeping?
Because I'm tired. I was partying last night.
What?
Of course I was partying last night. I was going to the Lost Lands for a week. I mean, come on. I'm not going to have any parties for a whole week. No booze.
Stands there with a broken
No
arm.
booze.
Are you really?
No girls. Except
Are
for
you really
you.
concerned
You
about
barely
about
count.
parties?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be?
Fine, sleep in the rock.
Why did you even wake me up? Don't know
Thought
why I
there was
bother with
something
you
wrong
people.
you.
There's something wrong
no.
with you. Go away.
enough.
And he turns over and sort of pretends to sleep.
All right.
So is that our only tent, or do we have like?
No, you've got one other tent, but they're all 2-man
Okay.
tents.
Gotcha.
They're both 2-man tents, I should say. All 2 of them.
All right.
I should probably wrap off my arm because it's probably flailing everywhere. This is utterly useless.
Well, you got it like stabilized. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you
Maybe
can
like
fashion a sling quite easily that's going to
That's
keep
what
it
I mean.
relatively still.
Yeah, that should be fine.
And you have like an emergency cast that was in the med kit that you brought with you. You know, so you know it's not nothing.
I'll just I'll place a sling around my arm so that it doesn't like fly everywhere and it can stay close to me rather than me trying like hitting something and making it worse.
Yep, fair enough. I'm going to call that a trivial action.
Trivial. Okay, nice.
So
I
no
don't
roll
have to
needed.
roll?
Yeah, no roll needed.
All right, thank you.
It's going to take a little time though. I mean, you're going to have to do it. It's a bit fiddly with one hand and yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Heidi and Aiko, he wants to sleep.
Okay. Let him sleep. I don't care. I say let him sleep.
Well, clearly.
If they come for him, whatever. He clearly doesn't want to be here.
He really doesn't want to be
Well,
here.
he doesn't have a choice now, does he?
He is heir of my clan. I'd rather say we keep him alive, or else I will be denounced.
We have no choice but to keep him safe. Simple as that.
Pretty much.
So,
Oh, he doesn't need to be such a prat about it.
yes, he does need to be such a prat about it.
Some people, well, he's noble in our clan. He's probably got that kind of treatment everywhere.
Spoiled brat, I think is the phrase you're looking for. So, yeah, he's taken one of your tents. He's sleeping in the middle of it just to be a pain in the arse, by the way.
Of course.
Of course.
That's all right.
You two take the other tent.
Are we all gonna go to sleep? I don't understand.
No, I'm just telling you, take the other tent.
All right.
I have a camouflage tent, so I'll be fine.
That's right. You've got your own little
Yeah, it's not that kind of tent, but
No, it's like a little netting thing. I
yeah,
imagine.
it's like sniper camouflage. But you could sleep in it. There's nothing to stop you doing that. It's just not very
that's what
like it's not going to keep the heat in like a proper tent.
Yeah. It's bad.
So do we want to just? I don't know. It seems like this would be a situation where we just like have to stay here because Ivan won't move.
He's not going to.
I guess I better.
I don't really want to leave him here, as we go out and just wander.
We're not leaving him.
Okay, good.
So the only thing we can really do is either wait until he wakes up or force him up again.
I'm okay to wait. What do I have? Meditation? I can do that. That's like essentially a time passing thing. I will meditate until Ivan wakes up.
Okay, you are going to meditate. What about the other two of you? You finished hooking up your sling now, Hilda.
I go into the middle of the tent and zip it up, hiding from everybody, and do that because my hobby is being alone.
Okay, so where exactly do you want to go to do that? Like in the rocks, or up the dune, or somewhere in the middle, or down the cliff, or slight incline, somewhere in the middle.
I'll just sit there and like mess with my sniper and all that stuff.
Over
Trying
here
to find
somewhere.
a way how I can shoot it with one hand without throwing myself off of things.
Fair enough. So you're going to practice firing your sniper rifle?
Not firing,
Just
but, like,
aiming,
holding it.
like dry
Figuring out how
shots.
Figuring out how to just
position.
hold it one-handed.
Yeah,
Figure out what you're gonna do now that you're only a former shell of your own woman.
something like that.
Excuse me, I am still very capable.
Aiko, where did you go in order to meditate?
Oh, like on top of a rock in the rock somewhere.
In the rocks somewhere. Okay, that's
Just
fine.
so I'm not like out in the open.
Heidi, what are you going to do?
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna be sitting outside the entrance of that rock, just keeping an eye out on Ivan. If he wakes up, I'll get him. Hopefully, convince him to get off his ass, and we can go.
Good luck
For
with
now,
that.
just sit here, keep watch, maybe do a logic puzzle or something if I have a book of them on me.
I'm sure you have a book of logic puzzles. I mean, you wouldn't leave home without it, would you?
Eh.
I'm sure you're fine.
I'm just gonna sit there, keep watch, do some puzzles, chill.
Cool. So, a short time will pass. Presumably, both Hilda and Heidi, you're sort of keeping your eyes open.
Yep.
So if you would both roll me an intelligence and investigation.
Oh, me?
Yeah, both of you. Both Hilda and Heidi, please. Aiko, you're meditating. You don't notice anything.
No.
So, what did you say?
Intelligence and investigation.
Oh. Okay, so 7.
Boom! Yay! I got 2 explosions.
Why do you have a
How
27?
did you have a 27?
Oh my god.
You have a 27 on a
uh,
D10.
What's the DC, by the way?
7.
How did I roll a 27? Holy shit! Oh wait, that's because it exploded.
What's the
Uh,
DC, by the way? Just wondering.
the DC is
Because I
7.
got-
Sorry.
7. Okay,
yeah.
then I got 4 successes.
Okay. I'm starting to think that I need to turn my threshold down on Discord.
You think that might be the case?
I think that might be the case.
Maybe a little bit.
Give me 1 second, and I shall do that. Here we go. Okay, how about now? That better?
That sounds
Okay.
fine. Yep.
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
turn you up a little bit on my side.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Okay.
If I zone out, don't
So-
worry. I tend to do that.
We had
Five
sorry,
successes.
we had 5 successes for you, and we had 1 success for
4 successes.
No.
4 successes. 5 and 4. I'm sorry. Okay. You both hear a loud sound, and I'm about to add something new into the journal.
Okay.
Is it a screechy kind of sound?
And for those people at home watching, you can see what I'm adding into the journal. No, it's more like a
Pulls up.
sort of a burrowing sound.
Oh, those are worse.
Yeah, those are a lot
Yes,
worse than,
great.
than
I'm running notes.
squeaky, screechy sounds.
Like, I'd rather hear the screeching of something in the distance than the burrowing of what I cannot see.
Yeah,
like a
that's
guttural
the general
sound.
idea, isn't it? You're both going to have an opportunity to prepare before you actually see what this thing is. So, what is it that you would like to do in order to prepare for the mysterious burrowing sound?
I'm going to immediately pull out a weapon.
Should we wake up Ivan?
Is Ivan going to be
Um,
any help?
Actually, yeah, Heidi, you're not really in a position to be able to pull out a weapon anymore. In fact, you are growing
No.
at a fair rate of knots. You're now about 6 foot tall.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And
It's
wings are beginning
automatic.
to sprout from your back, and claws are growing from your fingers.
Of course.
Hilda
So,
looks at that and goes like, ugh!
so Hilda and Heidi, what are you going to do?
Well, since you can't pull a weapon, you may as well try to rouse Ivan.
You might want to do that because I think it'd scare the shit out of him.
Well, I haven't noticed
he
yet.
kind of deserves it, so.
Yeah, Aiko hasn't noticed yet either. She hasn't reacted.
Yeah, because
Alright.
I'm
I'm going
meditation.
I'll go to wake up Aiko.
You're going to leave your camouflage tent and go wake up Aiko.
I can.
Okay. Okay.
You want...
I just want to make
You
sure
wake
that
up
we
Ivan,
understood each
I'll
other.
wake up Aiko.
You leg it over to the rocks as fast as your broken arm will allow you to move.
Ah.
And you're yelling, Aiko, Aiko, wake up, wake up!
Not like that, but I was gonna like run to him silently and.
Oh,
shoot
right.
him
Okay.
With my other not broken arm.
With your not broken arm. Yes, that's probably
Okay.
advisable, isn't it? Okay, so, and I can't actually move these close enough to each other, so I'm going to put them on top of each other. You're both in the same place. Aiko, you are rudely
Hello.
awakened from your meditation by Heidi,
Okay.
sorry, Hilda.
Somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Let's see.
Heidi, what are you going to do? That was definitely your entire action before they arrive. So,
Waking up. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sorry, it took Hilda an amount of time to run to you and then wake you up. So,
Gotcha.
that was
That's
the
fine.
length of time. Heidi,
All right.
what are you going to do? You are
Anyway.
growing, but you have the opportunity for an action.
I'm gonna see if does it take an action to kind of discern where the threat might be coming from?
Yes.
Okay, then that's
Yes,
what
it
I'm gonna
would.
do.
Okay, you are going to roll me a... let me have a think here. Heidi. You are going to roll me a wits and brawl, please.
Oh, wits and a what now?
Brawl. Top left of the personal. Top left of the
Brawl.
skills for personal.
Why is this when we choose to roll ones, roll 20? Hi now.
Now you see how I feel.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, I already know this feeling. This is why I'm cursing out roll 20.
Okay, so I'm gonna write sound.
I
So
did quite bad.
the sound appears from over here, Heidi.
Great.
But is it actually over there, or do you just think it's over there because you failed the roll?
Maybe.
Oh.
I'm not going to answer that question. Goodness. Yeah, there's a sound over there. That's where the sound seems to be coming from. So it's got a while before it reaches you. I'm now going to have everyone roll initiative. That's quite easy in the system. You take 1 dice, you roll it, and you add it to your initiative number.
Oh my god, this
Okay.
is like World of Darkness.
That bit is, yes.
Okay. I'll write that down.
Oh, I didn't put the space in.
I'll write that down.
Now, the good news for Hilda is you actually get to choose where you go in the order.
That's what I got.
Pushed the wrong button.
Because
It's
So,
still a D10,
Hey,
right?
I got 10.
it is still 1d10, yes.
Yes.
You add your initiative, right?
Correct,
Yes.
and you add it to your
Yeah,
initiative,
so
yes.
6 plus 7. Yeah.
So Hilda, you can actually choose where you go. That's one of your specialties. So where in the order would you like to go?
I'll be second in line.
Second. Okay, so
I got-
wherever...
right-
Right. Did anyone get more than 18 in total?
I got 19 because I have 9 initiative and then I rolled a 10.
Awesome. And you are, of course, Aiko.
Yes.
Oh wow, how perfect.
Sorry, just moving you guys around. There we go. Aiko. Heidi, you got less than 19, right?
I got 17, yes.
Yes. So we have a 19 and a
This is a
19.
good story.
Sorry, I mean 18. I said 19. I have a 19 and a 19, and then Heidi, I need a roll off because we both got
Okay.
17.
Do
so
I just
just
roll
the
the
one
5d10?
dice. Just roll 1 dice to tie break. Okay, thing 3 goes first, then Heidi, and then Ivan is still asleep because no one bothered to wake him up. So, Aiko, Heidi is indicating through probably some kind of sign language that the sound's coming from over here.
I would like to go into stealth and approach the sound.
Okay, I'm going to have to drag Hilda off you to make that happen. So, you want to go into stealth and approach the sound. So, could you please
Yes.
roll me a dexterity in stealth?
Okay, so stealth is 3, dexterity is 4, so that's 7. Let's see. Roll. 7,
Yes.
D10.
And a bonus dice.
Yes. Gotta spell roll correctly for the. Oh,
For
dang
the
it.
thing to work.
Yeah. 3.
Okay,
Okay, so
2
1,
successes.
2 successes.
Right, okay, so you are stealthed with an ability of 2, and I'm assuming you do a double run, so you run as fast as you can towards the sound.
Sorry. my
Yes.
dog.
No worries. Double run
Because I
towards
am-
the sound, no worries. Hilda, you are standing where Aiko was, pretty much in her dust, as she runs off towards the sound. Again, Heidi
God,
is
my
indicating
dog
that the
has
sound's
barked
coming
right
from over there.
behind me. Okay, so I'm gonna prone myself, and I'm going to prep my sniper in a way where I can hold it correctly.
Presumably you want to point in the direction of the sound.
Yes.
So I'm going to require you to
course.
move a bit to achieve that.
Oh my god, sorry, my dog is super loud right now.
There you go.
So,
Hi, Rock.
do I need to roll the move?
No, you don't need to roll to move, but you will have to move, and you want to get yourself set up. So I'd like you to roll me an intelligence and a gunnery,
Alright.
and that's going to be make sure you have the best possible position while being as far into the rocks as possible. So you have to move the least distance.
Oh my god, this is all the dice I grabbed.
Intelligence and gunnery, yeah, you're quite good at that stuff, aren't you?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
4. Okay, cool. I strongly recommend you go away and grab another dice because Wit's gunnery is far from out of the question.
All right.
But
didn't
you
get
have
anything from
indeed entered prone position. You spent time working out how to use your rifle with one hand, so I'm gonna not give you any kind of penalty for using it at this stage because you actually spent the time and effort to figure it out. So yeah, benefit from that. And yeah, you're now pointing at the sound. It's now Thing 1's turn, and Heidi, I'd very much appreciate it if you would roll me, please, a strength and brawl.
Strength 4 and brawl is 2, so 6.
Because unfortunately, as everyone suspected out of character, you were totally and utterly wrong. Now on this one, you're only looking for 5s or better, but in the same way, you get the normal bonuses. The normal 10s
Only
do a
one.
new dice. So only the one. So what I'm doing on this end is I'm also rolling a strength and brawl, because this is a grapple. So this creature appears out of the ground. Here comes the journal. Here we go. Show to players. Show to everyone.
Oh.
Oh god, it's like I am in Dune.
What I've done on this end is I've also rolled a strength and brawl, and because you rolled 1 success, I'm going to remove 1 of my successes. The remainder of them, I'm going to get to actually roll to attempt to eat you from below.
Oh, that's good.
Fortunately, these ones are only about human-sized, so you're not in massive danger of being giant sandwormed or anything. But
Especially since you've grown a bit as they approach.
it didn't hurt. However,
Still
this
trying
one
to eat
has burrowed up under you and sort of grabbed on around your knees, and you're going to take 1 pain damage, please.
Oh,
But it's attempting to eat you. Thing
1
2
pain damage.
then bursts out of the ground in a similar way, so I'd like you to roll me another strength and brawl, please. What have we got here? Again, we're looking for 5s or better. And
three,
I
yeah.
therefore see 3. Okay. So I have managed on this end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 10s.
Fuck's sake.
1, 2. Right, so I lose 3 dice. And this one is now going to roll to munch on some other part of you that's not your knees, I suppose. You're going to take 3 more pain damage as one sort of latches onto your mid-back and starts trying to eat one of your wings. Now, thing 3
I like
is
that
not...
wing.
Yeah, you do like that wing, and also it really, really hurts. So you're up to 4 pain damage so far. Ow.
So I'm at 4 pain damage.
Thing 3 is going to speed off towards Aiko. Because unfortunately, Aiko, you are moving across the ground, and unfortunately for you, they get a significant bonus in detecting people when they're running along the ground. Sorry. Aiko, could you please roll me a strength and brawl?
Yeah, I consciously got lucky there. I just got in position.
Strength is... Oh, boy.
Do you have brawl?
Let's see.
Yes, you do.
I have...
2
yeah,
brawl.
I have
Yeah.
2 brawl.
Yep, so you're looking for 5s or better,
Okay.
as before. And the worm is looking to eat you, because it's very, very hungry. Oh, cool. Bonus dice.
So, 3
2.
successes.
3.
No, 3.
Right you
'cause
are,
I rolled
right you
an
are.
extra.
Yep, no, I missed the 6, actually, if I'm honest.
That's
I
alright.
noticed the 5 and missed the 6. So I've got 3 dice remaining to try and do some damage to you. And I have, in fact, succeeded in doing 3 pain damage to you. So,
Wait a second.
you're kind of sort of moving along stealthily, like running as fast as you can towards where you thought the sound was, and before you know it, sort of a flying 2-meter worm jumps out of the ground and sort of smacks you in the back and knocks you onto your front, and then kind of wriggles around in front of you, preparing to eat your face.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, they're so cute. Alright, Heidi, it's now your turn. You are being eaten by 2 large worms, so you do count as being in a grapple. What would you like to do? Heidi? Hello, hello.
Alright, sorry. My dog was whining, so...
No, that's fine. It's Heidi's turn.
Okay, good.
Magus, you there?
Am I so grappled that I can't take a swing at one of these things?
You
Or at
can
least try to
take
get
it. You can take a swing at one of these things if you want to try. Yes. Yeah, you absolutely
I'm gonna
can.
try to take a swing at... I'm gonna try to take a swing at the one that has hold of my wing.
Okay.
Well, that tried to take a bite out of my wing.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of devouring your wing. Like it jumped up behind you and is devouring your wing. So
Okay.
could you please roll me a strength and brawl? And presumably you're going to try and use your claws on this thing. Presumably.
God dang it.
Yeah.
I think that's only 2 successes.
I think you'll be all right. My luck seems to have returned.
Oh,
Snap
really
my
now?
luck, how dare you.
My usual luck is awful. You have 2 successes. That is correct.
Probably
Can you
give
roll
it to
me-
in the first round?
Can you roll me 1 dice, please, Heidi, to see if you can do any damage? So it's all based on the success margin. You got 1 more success than I did. I only got 1 success. So you'll see from your claws that you have a damage threshold of 5 and a kill threshold of 6. So if you roll a 5, you can do some damage, and if you roll a 6, you can actually kill it instantly.
Instant kill. That's
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it
And
really makes the combat a lot more streamlined.
Yeah, because
I
it
think
seemed like they had got real jump on us, but if we can like instant kill them, that's sort of.
If I could get my friend.
So combat
Yeah.
combat seems very fast, which is cool.
I don't
It's
like
just
spending
like-
too long on combat. That's not really, it's not fun at the end of the day. It's fun for a few minutes and a few rounds, but it's not fun for 6 hours.
No.
So, Heidi, 1 dice, please.
2 questions.
Yes.
Sorry. 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
1, I still roll... Everything's pretty much a D10 roll.
It's always
correct?
a D10, yeah.
Second thing, I see that I have a defense, damage, and kill box underneath all my other boxes on the left.
That's right.
Are those pluses to my rolls?
So, in general, what happens is when you're attacked, if you're not being grappled and weren't surprise attacked, you would have your defense taken off their attack, right?
Yeah.
As you're all in a grapple, they don't get to dodge you, you don't get to dodge them. In terms of damage and kill, if you were to slash yourself with your claws, instead of a 5 to damage and a 6 to kill, it would be a 6 to damage and an 8 to kill. So the damage and kill boost your their armor,
so
right?
The pluses make it harder for you to kill. Gotcha.
And damage as well.
Yes.
So yeah, you can in theory wear armor that protects you from pretty much any kind of attack, instantly killing you, right? But obviously, the larger the gun, if someone to fire a mortar at you, that would have a very low damage and kill threshold, so it would still have a very good chance of killing you.
Got it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just the 1 dice, and if you roll a 6, it's dead. If you roll a 5 or better, it does damage, because it has no armor, naturally. Some Ananasi do, this one does not.
9!
9. You have instantly killed. So what happened is, and I'm trying to get on camera for this, you kind of swiped it behind your back, and your claws are so sharp that you actually managed to get it from the mouth all the way down to near its tail, or at least as far as your arm can reach, say 1.5 meters down. And you managed to just slice it open, and it just fell off your wing.
What's that?
Jesus.
However, your wing is still very, very painful. Its digestive acids were working on it, so you are certainly in some pain still. And there's the one trying to eat your ankles.
Pain only makes me angrier.
Alright.
Ivan, what are you doing?
We got Ian.
He's sleeping. Minor fumble.
He does not wake up.
He does not wake up. He doesn't even notice.
Good.
Nice.
Good. You know what?
He's literally
Shocker.
me. Freaking Armageddon would happen. I'm still
You know,
asleep.
if I now have an idea for if he stays asleep for the whole encounter.
I think it's very possible he will stay asleep for the whole encounter. I'm going to say that. At this rate,
you can.
yeah.
If he
So we've got
This is the
Heidi
worst
with
bodyguard job I've
worm.
ever had.
I've got
So-
Heidi with a worm on her legs. I've got a dead worm, sort of here-ish.
I got a broken arm.
You have a
Okay,
broken
alright.
arm. Yeah, that's true. And there is a worm which closed on Aiko. However, we are now back to the beginning. Hilda, would you like to change your order in the combat?
Well, seeing as I just saw good old, oh, I forgot her name already.
Aiko.
Heidi.
Aiko.
Yeah. I
Heidi.
saw. Shut up. I saw Aiko. I saw Aiko literally tear that thing apart.
Heidi. It was Heidi.
Oh, it was Heidi. Okay. God dang it! You freaking switched it. Heidi. Since I saw Heidi freaking ripping apart that thing, I'm going like, okay, I think she can handle herself, and I'm going to shoot the one that is going for
Aiko.
Heidi.
Or Heidi.
Because Heidi's a little squishy, I imagine.
No, you mean Aiko
No.
in this case. You do.
Heidi
Aiko's
is the
up
big,
here.
strong one. Aiko is the small sword one.
Aiko's
well,
up here.
shooting the one for
That's-
Aiko, then.
Heidi is the one that just killed someone.
Yeah.
I think you're
Okay.
shooting at
Let's
Aiko.
kill the battle.
Shooting
No,
at the
you-
worm
you-
that is attacking Aiko. Correct?
Okay.
You're pointed at Aiko because you were set up.
Yeah,
That way.
you were.
Yeah, I'll go for the one on Aiko.
Okay, so there is a risk you will hit Aiko. There is a non-zero risk.
Alright.
Because you don't have training to avoid doing that, but equally, as long as you're okay to take that risk, then everything's
As
fine.
I'm cold as ice, I try to get the perfect shot possible, so...
Sounds fine. So you're going to roll me a wits and gunnery, please.
Oh,
Question before you do that.
okay.
Do my 2 successes in stealth make me harder to hit when he's
No.
shooting at me?
No.
No.
maybe
You're now in a
that's-
grapple with the worm.
That's true.
So
Okay, fair enough.
actually the way I model grapple is a bit like Captain Kirk fighting. You're
Oh,
kind of
yes.
rolling around on the floor fighting the worm. So
Wow.
Oh, good.
My friend would really like this game because he was always screaming about he wanted to have like a challenge and a real risk. So this might be a good game.
this game
Also-
definitely has some real risk. I mean, you can see this is just
Yeah.
3 Ananasi who are honestly on the weak end.
Yeah.
I mean, they can
like-
jump you and they have good stealth because of the burrowing, but apart from that, they're weak. You know, there
Yeah,
are
and,
much
like-
stronger things out there.
And also, me and my best friend, we love dice roll systems like this. Dice pool. It's
Yeah.
great.
I do too. I hate rolling single dice because my luck is so terrible. At least if I roll a lot
Well,
of
it's
dice, I'm
also-
quite likely to succeed. Okay, now,
Yeah.
you are firing
Alright.
at Aiko. So, a 6 or a 7 will hit Aiko. An 8, 9, or 10 will hit the worm.
You better pray. Alright, and if I have what if I have more 9s than 6s and all that? Would I miss? Or what's the rule
If you
for
have
that?
more 9s
Because
than
I'm
6s,
always
you will
shooting
hit the
for it.
worm more than you hit your friend. If you have no 9s, you know, if you have no 6s or 7s, you won't hit your friend. If you have no 8s, 9s, or 10s, you won't hit the worm. So,
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
better pray, because I have 10 dice.
Well, someone's gonna die.
hopefully it'll be the worm. I mean, hopefully.
Oh god, there's one dice that's like spinning like a dime. Okay. That's another one. That's another one. Okay, I got 2 9s,
Mm-hmm.
1 10,
Mm-hmm.
and another 10 because I rolled 2 dice.
Uh-huh.
And then I got 2 6s.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'd like you to roll me 4 dice first, and that's with your sniper rifle against the worm. So, 4 to damage and 5 to kill. Roll a 5 on any of those 4 dice and it's dead.
I rolled a 5. and
Okay,
a 9.
it's dead. Bam. Yeah, so yeah, bang. You'll hear a loud bang as the sniper rifle fires. It passes through the worm. However, does it pass through Aiko? That's really the important question, isn't it? So, could you roll me 2 more dice? And again, Aiko has some armor, I believe.
Yes.
Yes,
I
plus
have
1, plus 2.
plus 1.
Plus 1, plus 2.
Alright.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
rolled.
I've actually typoed on there. It should be 1 and 2. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's
I got
correct
a-
above. So if
got
you roll a 7 or an 8 or 7 or better, then let me know.
I was just about to say I rolled a 7 and a 4.
Okay, so you take 1 health damage Aiko.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah. And then you take 1 more health damage and full pain damage.
full
Okay.
pain?
Full pain. You are unconscious. So otherwise you would be dead. So one of the things that we do in this system, because otherwise you're rolling a new character every 5 seconds, is when you get an instant kill, you are knocked out and you take an appropriate amount of health damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you will fill up
So-
on pain and you will take 1 health damage rather than die. Because otherwise,
So
as I say, you roll a new character
I
every 5
am
seconds.
terribly sorry.
I can't tell because I'm unconscious.
Yeah, you can't really tell if he's sorry or
I'm
not.
talking out of character. I am terribly sorry.
However, the worm is deceased.
Good.
So you killed the worm.
You
You
can
just
be like, hey, I just shot you in the arm a little bit. No.
yeah, Aiko, you will never be wearing bikinis again. Let me tell you that.
I'm a
freaking
ninja. I didn't wear bikinis in the first place.
Probably not, but
Little
I'm just
girl
saying
hugging
the
us.
option is now off the table forever.
Yeah.
So, where are we at now? That was Hilda. Aiko is unconscious. Hilda, you decided to go first, didn't you?
Yes.
I didn't
So
get mixed
don't-
up, yeah. I
I
just
don't
didn't
get a
move.
turn.
Aiko, I'm afraid you don't. You are unconscious. Worm 1 is still trying to eat Heidi's ankles. So it's going to
Nice.
try again. So Heidi, if you could possibly roll me a strength brawl again, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Oh, look at. I got a 7, a 9, and an 8, and a 5.
Yes, that was a good roll. Well done. 7, 9, 8, and 5. Right, 3 more. You are going to take 3 more pain damage. You're running low, aren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm kinda at 1 pain left.
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
you are about to
No!
fall unconscious if it eats you much more.
No. Oh god, this is the worst thing ever for me.
The good news is that the next thing that happens is it's your turn, Heidi.
Well, good. I'm gonna slash at that motherfucker again.
Okay.
do.
Time for another one.
Another strength brawl. So as you can see, the strength brawl rolls are always opposed once you're in a grapple, and that means that, you know, everyone gets an opportunity and it's quite well balanced without being really clunky. Ooh,
That's 8.
you're in a peck of trouble here, I think. Oh,
Oh.
there goes one of my dice. Roll another one. Oh goodness. Oh, you got 3 successes, right? Yeah. You're gonna take
8 and 5.
You're going to take 5 pain damage, which is going to mean you are at full pain damage, and you take now 4 health damage.
Damn.
Because it's eating you, right? You fall unconscious as it's eating you. You are also going to gain a trigger of being eaten. It's not your favorite thing in the universe.
How much health?
Wait, does that mean that?
How much health damage was that again?
4.
The terror of being eaten.
Yes, you have a terror of being
Alright.
eaten. So, you are also unconscious at this stage, and the worm is very happily eating you. You probably don't have long left to live unless someone does something about it. Ivan
Dun,
Rostov.
Please wake up.
No, he's still asleep. Another minor fumble. Like, he's sleeping like a baby. Even the sniper rifle round didn't wake him up. And we're back to Hilda. Hilda,
Wow.
where would you like to go in the initiative order? Oh, wait.
I
No,
think
no,
I
that's
only
right.
have one place.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright,
because Aiko is unconscious. Oops.
Yeah, okay. Does Aiko have the fear of being shot now because I shot him?
Possibly. I'm gonna have to see how badly she is injured as a result.
I think so.
Uh-oh. Alright, so I'm gonna aim again. I'm gonna breathe slowly, you know, trying to get that perfect shot.
Look,
Because
do me a favor.
I'm not gonna try and shoot you.
Do me a favor. Don't shoot me in the head.
I
please.
might have tried
Actually,
a little.
if
I
it-
might have tried a little bit that time because they were laughing at me. But
Actually, honestly, never mind. Shoot me in the head. Just...
will do. Okay, so I shoot. Okay, I'm gonna go for the. I'm gonna go.
Well, the
for
worm is eating her ankles, so you'd have to try very hard to shoot her in the head.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and shoot it like through like so it doesn't like at least
Through
At
the
least-
tail bit.
almost. Yeah,
The middle.
the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to angle it so like it barely graces at most.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to give you an intelligence gunnery, and I'm going to
Okay.
say that no matter what, you cannot kill Heidi with this shot.
Okay, sweet. Oh, that's good.
You need, again, 6s and 7s will hit Heidi and do damage. 8s, 9s, and 10s will hit the worm.
I didn't get any 6s or 7s, but I did get 2. I got a 9 and a 10. And
Cool.
I rerolled and I got a 2 then.
Okay, so you need to roll those 2 dice that you got hits on to do damage. And again, the worm has a 4 damage threshold and a 5 kill threshold. So,
Alright.
there you go.
What's the DC again?
5 to kill it, or 4 to do damage.
I got a 7.
Okay. Bang! You hit the worm perfectly. It literally, it goes right over Heidi's body. It goes right over her body and hits the worm kind of in the mouth, and then kind of drags all of the intestines with it and rips out the other end. And the worm just goes limp.
I pull out a cigarette.
With which hand? Do you let your rifle fall to
Exactly.
the floor?
Yes. No.
He just like awkwardly shuffles with it into the broken
Jokes
arm.
on you. Yeah, I just like am messing around. I'm just like, die.
Damn it, this would have looked cooler if my arm wasn't broken.
Exactly. All right, and I guess I get trophies. I'm not sure.
Well, I am going to say that you indeed get a trophy.
Okay.
For that last shot. And what it's gonna do is, it's going to, you can choose whatever you like. I assume a worm tooth or something. What it does is it means that forever you are allowed to entirely remove, the ability to kill one of your friends when firing into a grapple. Like there's
wow.
just no kill threshold on your friends. Because that was an
That's
awesome
actually
shot.
great.
You proved you can do it, so it's an awesome shot.
Wow.
What if I want to die?
Why would you want
No.
to die?
All right.
Some days you just want
I
to die,
take
you
the- I
know?
take the trophy off and I, you know.
Yeah, you kind of rip the tooth out or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of the worms are now dead. I'm gonna remove those.
I'm gonna take. Okay, this is gonna be difficult. I
Ivan.
guess- I'll keep watch.
Ivan sort of crawls out of the tent, and he goes, "Hey, is something going on?"
Wake up now.
He goes, "Hey, is something going on? What's happening? I heard a noise."
You woke up now.
Yeah. And?
Points at the 2 bodies mangled. One of them not because of a sniper bullet. No.
And? It's the Lost Lands. People die. Shit happens.
Yeah. Well, you could have died as well if you didn't wake up sooner.
Is that a
Because right
threat?
now I'm contemplating leaving you.
Is that a threat? Because, I mean,
Take
you
it
know,
as it
my
comes.
father wouldn't look very kindly on a fellow member of the Rostov clan threatening me.
Take it if you want.
Okay,
It's
I'll
time.
tell him when I get home.
Alright, well, since the 2 people are unconscious, I'm gonna ask Ivan if he can bring them into the tent for shelter.
No. I don't drag bodies around. Far
They're
as I'm
alive.
concerned, they're dead. I don't care.
They are alive.
I'm not doing menial labor. That's your job. You go do it.
Points at broken arm.
I know. You can roll me a, I'll tell you what, you basically have a choice here. You could try and intimidate him, you could try and persuade him, but you aren't very good at either of those things.
I have 3 charisma. I'll
Yeah, but you
try.
have no intimidation or persuasion.
Yeah.
So you can still roll it. You can roll an unskilled roll. No one's done that yet, but you can do it.
Okay, what would that do? Would that take out anything, or?
So what you would do is you would roll charisma and luck, and you have to
Okay.
roll 10s.
Oh, that is brutal.
And this is an opposed
God.
roll, so he will get to roll. Are you going to try and persuade him or intimidate him?
I'll persuade.
You'll persuade. Okay, fortunately he has no skill in persuasion, so he's also rolling a luck roll. So you're lucky. Did you roll a 10?
I rolled 110.
Did you roll any ones? Did you roll any ones?
Yeah, you cut out there, actually.
Did you roll any ones?
What
Oh, damn.
Please, for the love of God, don't beat my 110. I only got one.
1 second. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Man, I think
now.
Discord just doesn't pick up my voice very well, if I'm honest. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
Sorry. What I said was, did you roll any ones?
No, I did not.
Because the way fumbles work, you've only rolled lots and lots of ones at the same time, right? But if you roll more ones than successes, the amount more ones than successes that you roll, that's the fumble, right? So if it's one more, it's a minor fumble. If it's two more, it's a moderate fumble. If it's three more, it's a severe fumble. You've both only rolled 3 ones and no successes. So you can, yeah. But actually, you roll 110 and he rolled no 10s. So he kind of goes, oh, fine, whatever.
I would be like, your father wouldn't be happy if you didn't learn cooperation.
Hey, and he walks across to Heidi, and he sort of drags her back towards the tent.
Now that the things are dead, is she still transformed, or has that?
Yes, that's a very good point. She now reverts.
Okay.
Now that they're dead.
I don't want to accidentally cut myself with my only arm.
My only thought is, oh great, now I have 2 pains in my back.
Yeah, he basically he drags Heidi across the ground. Her head bumps against the stones as he drags her into the rocks and into the tent. No serious damage, but you'll probably wake up with a bit of a headache.
Oh great,
Hilda,
2 headaches too.
Hilda, are you gonna try and make him go again for Aiko?
How light is Aiko?
Aiko's not very heavy, actually.
Alright, then.
She's definitely got a light build, if I remember right.
I'll try to get him.
Okay, could you roll me a double strength, please?
Double strength?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So
yeah.
Wait,
double strength. So 2 dice.
Okay, I got 7 in that one.
And
another 7.
Okay, 2 7s. Yeah, okay. You are indeed able to go up. You go up to Aiko, you grab her, and you drag her back to the tent.
See, this is why I use my special purple dice. I hate Roll20.
I have purple dice too, they're awesome.
Shit.
So Ivan's now standing there, sort of with his hands on his hips, looking at the tank, going, now where do I sleep?
Do what we do.
Wasn't there a second tent?
Yeah. Thought there was.
You want me to set up? You want me to set up another tent? Seriously? This is manual work. How many times? You're here to do the manual work. I'm here to just be here.
You were here because you had to be here. It wasn't because we were assigned to you.
Yes, it was.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he says so. He says so. How true it is, I leave that to you. Yeah, he's just kind of looking at you and goes, now what?
We set up a tent.
Fine. And he goes off to get the tent. I'm not going to make you roll another persuasion, because you did persuade him that he needs to help because of your broken arm, and that situation's not changed.
So I kind of have like a little bit of advantage right now.
Yeah, a little bit of advantage on him. Yeah, he'll do what you say. So he goes to the other end of the rocks. No, not really. No. He's gonna fight you all the way.
I'm messing.
I'm afraid.
I'm messing.
I know. He's gonna fight you all the way though. So he goes to the other side of the rocks and starts setting up the other tent. He holds his nose as he walks past the dead worms. He's like, smelly. What are you gonna do? I mean, these guys are eventually going to die if you don't give them any kind of medical attention.
Oh, I'm going to take care of them then.
Okay. Wait. Do you mean take care of them or take care of them?
Hey.
Take care of them
I only die when I say I want to die.
Innocent innocent take care of. There you go.
Okay then. Roll me an
Except for
intelligence.
Aiko. I'm messing.
Roll me an intelligence medicine for each of them in turn.
Okay.
You better tell me who you're working on, Heidi or Aiko.
Which one
First.
had the worst?
I think Heidi was worse off. Yeah.
Heidi was worse because she has like.
She was very
7
nearly
brain
killed.
damage,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
or health or whatever.
Okay, so for five medicine, and oh, okay. So I got 4 successes.
4 successes. Heidi,
Yeah.
you are going to regain 4 pain damage, so you can remove 4 pain damage marks from your character
Yay.
sheet, so you're conscious again. You maintain your health damage, I'm afraid.
No.
Yeah. Can you both
And-
roll me a wits investigation, please? But you're going to have a 9 threshold on this one. Both Heidi and
me too?
Hilda. Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8.
You just said wits, and then
Wits and investigation, which for Heidi
Oh, okay.
is... Oh, there you are.
that's 7 die.
It
What
is
was
7. The threshold is 9 in this case.
9. 1. I have 2 successes.
One
Okay.
success.
Yeah, that's 1 success with a 2 on the reroll, isn't it? Okay, so you both hear Ivan go ah, and then it sort of stops and you don't hear anything else.
God damn it. I'll run out there. I'll tell Heiko that can you take care of Heidi for me?
No, other way around.
Other
Heidi,
way.
can you take care of Aiko?
Yeah, Heidi, can you take care of Heiko?
Heidi is more of a medic than you are, so yeah. I'm sure she'll be capable of doing that. So Heidi, are you going to do that, or are you going to run out?
I'm kind of in a shit ton of pain right now, so getting up isn't on my list of things to do today. So I'm gonna focus on Aiko.
Okay, roll me an intelligence medicine then. As you run over Hilda, please could you roll me an intelligence investigation?
Me? Okay.
Yes.
Intelligence investigation. So that's 8. Threshold.
7s. Sorry, Heidi, you're trying to ask a question.
Yes, actually, I rolled my dice. I wanted to know the threshold.
7.
4 successes again.
So that looks 2 successes for the medicine, right? That's the latest,
wish
yeah?
I
588365. That's the
I
latest.
wish I do.
Well, 7 or better, yeah?
Hold up fingers.
7.
6. Okay.
7.
Sorry,
7.
7.
7.
So 2 successes.
2 successes, indeed. So, Aiko, you recover 2 pain damage.
Okay.
And you are
I'm
now
alive
conscious.
again. Yay.
Yes, and 4 successes for running in, I heard that. So, when you get there, Ivan is just bending over, finishing setting up the tent.
Why did you scream like that for?
What are you talking about?
He screams.
I don't think so. Sorry, do you need something? Can I help you?
Why did you make that sound? It's I'm leaning back with my...
I'm sorry I didn't.
What?
I
That doesn't make any sense.
didn't make any sound. I was setting up the tent. Look, you can see I'm done. I've just finished setting up the tent. I mean, I was going to get all the supplies and put them in this tent so that they don't get rained on or whatever happens out here in the Lost Lands. I was just trying to be helpful, like you said. You asked me to pull with you, and I was just trying to help.
Can I roll insight on him?
Yeah, roll me an intelligence persuasion, please.
Oh, okay. So intelligence plus luck.
Persuasion. Oh, you have no persuasion. Intelligence plus luck. Yeah. Because yeah, I mean he's yeah.
And it's only 10s, right?
Yes, only 10s. Yes.
Because I got 2.
2 10s. Wow, nice. And you get bonus dice still. You still get to re-roll based on the 10s.
Okay.
Yeah, you still get that on a luck roll. It's just it's a normal roll with a 10 threshold.
Okay. I still got 2.
Okay, so he doesn't seem to be lying, as far as you can tell. But he is acting weirdly because he's not bitching at you.
Hmm.
Well, alright then.
And he just says, "Well, I'm really sorry. I mean, is there something else you'd like me to do instead of get the stuff into the tent?"
Of course, I'm giving him kind of a cold shoulder right now because I'm cold as ice, Quirt. I'm like, you're done for now.
Okay. So, what should I do now? Should I go and keep watch or
Why
something?
are you so eager? You were just it's being very defiant against me quite a minute ago.
Sorry. I guess I was grumpy because I didn't sleep enough. I just want to get through this week and get home.
I'm gonna be like, is this like some sort of terminology for a monster I've met before? Because I bet there was one where it would act like people.
No. You've never heard of anything. No Ananasi would ever, I would say, stoop to act like a human that you've ever heard of.
Not even like shapeshift?
No, there are no Ananasi that can shapeshift as far as you've ever seen.
I'm gonna just eye him a little bit with like a very, very tactical stare. Just be like, alright then, you can rest for now.
Thank you very much. I'll do that. And he crawls into the tent.
So, I walk back to the tent. And
Okay,
check
the other tent, yeah. So the other 2 are now conscious, both very much in pain, but both conscious.
I'm glad to see everybody's fine.
I don't know if I'd say fine, but not dying.
Well, sorry about that. Can't really hurt my baby, can you?
I just look at Hilda. Do you want to tell me why there's a bullet hole in Nico?
Miscalculation.
Miscalculation.
It's really hard to shoot things when, you're getting entangled. My apologies.
Where's Ivan?
Ivan's in another tent right now. He's acting strange.
What was that scream?
You just left him there acting strange?
He seemed fine.
Was he fine or was he acting strange?
He was acting helpful.
Now you're acting strange.
What do you mean I'm acting strange? I'm telling you.
Can't make up your mind.
I'm telling you he's acting strange. No, you're acting strange!
What do you mean I'm acting strange?
Well, for one, you're accepting the fact that Ivan was acting helpful. He's not the helpful type.
Why do you think I ran to you?
Then let's go.
I don't know what the hell to do.
Am I gonna be able to stand up?
Yeah, you were able to stand up.
Oh, that's good.
You're
I wasn't
fine
sure
then.
what.
I'm buying
Look,
you
they
the
were
wings around your ankles.
They were trying to eat my legs, and not even long ago. I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, no. You can stand. It was very painful, but it wasn't life-threatening or anything.
Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna go find Ivan because I don't like this idea of him sounding helpful. God forbid he be a nice person.
So you're gonna leave and head out round to where Ivan is.
Yes.
I'm readying my submachine gun just in case if I need to make some Swiss cheese.
Are you going with her?
I am.
And how about Aiko? Are you just staying in the tent, or are you going?
You can
I'm gonna attempt to. Well, I can't really attempt to remove the bullet, but I'm gonna attempt to patch myself up as best I can.
I'm
Not
sorry.
being able to reach my injury, really.
I'm sorry.
You've already
my
been
baby.
medicked. You can't actually patch yourself up a second time.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you could just sit there endlessly doing medical stuff.
I guess that's true.
Would you like to join them?
Sure.
You'd like to go with them. Okay, that's
Yes.
fine. No problem. I'm just updating you all to not unconscious anymore, actually.
Yes.
Because you're not unconscious anymore.
Oh, we found out how big the stakes are.
Yeah, you came pretty close to dying just there, and bear in mind those were very, very weak
Yeah.
enemies. So, yeah.
Then again, in retrospect, we are level 1.
Yeah, that's also true. Right, so you guys approach Ivan, or Ivan's tent. Ivan's tent is closed. And Hilda, you've got your submachine gun out, and the rest of you are just kind of standing around.
Better hope that
He's not crazy or something.
That'd be nice.
That's a nice thought.
Tent's closed. I'm leaving it to you.
Hilda, go ahead and just peek in there. Try not to get yourself killed if he does something stupid like throw something.
I don't think he has really anything to throw except for a rock.
I'm sure that's enough.
No. Are you calling me weak?
I'm not calling you weak. I'm calling you sometimes unlucky. You did kind of fall down a slope.
we don't talk
Like
about
a-
that. she goes over and like she doesn't poke her head in it, but she opens up the thing to let light in. Like she's like holding.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Roll me a wits investigation.
Okay. At least I'm proficient in this stuff. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
That's a 9. That's a 7. That's a 10. That's another 10.
I'm looking for 7 or better.
Okay. So then I got 3. Oh wait, no, 4.
4. As you open and sort of peer in, you know, you can sort of see. You sort of see like his form is blurred for a moment, and then it snaps back into place and he looks normal. You aren't even 100% sure you saw it, but you think you did.
Not taking any chances.
He sort of moves so that he can make eye contact with you and says, "Yeah. Can I help you, Hilda? You told me to come in here and rest, so I'm resting. Do you want me to do something?"
Carry on. Slowly closes the thing.
Okay. Hang on. Let me roll some dice here. Okay. You say carry on and kind of slowly close the flap and back out. He's gonna come out the other end of the tent.
What?
He like the tent has 2 ends, right?
What?
He's gonna come out the other end of the tent and sort of look over and go, and see all 3 of you standing there and go, is everything okay? Like
Not according to Hilda.
you guys are
She
kind
said
of
you were
acting
acting weird.
really weird.
But she said you were acting weird, and they left, so I followed them.
You used to be so grumpy, even in the beginning. You always cried about us eating fish and rations. It's not normal now.
I was just grumpy. I needed my beauty sleep.
Beauty sleep. See his face.
He is a very, very pretty man. What can I say?
Pretty.
Pretty
yes.
annoying.
He's just kind of looking at you like. I mean, is there a problem? Do you think there are more Ananasi coming?
You would know if there are more Ananasi coming. I would be bigger.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. You're a very good early warning system.
Did he just compliment me?
Yeah. Why
I'd say
not?
take it.
I mean, you keep me safe. I mean, how many times have you kept me safe so far? 4 or 5? Don't you think you've earned a compliment? So anyone who wants to can roll an intelligence persuasion, because yes, this is decidedly out of character.
Yeah. I'll try to roll another thing, I guess. Oh wait, no. Who actually has persuasion skills?
I
Aiko
have
has
3 in
intelligence persuasion.
I'll do it.
Heidi has
So that
persuasion.
makes 6.
Heidi has 5
my luck
dice
may
for
be
that.
good,
So.
but at the same time, I don't want to die from it.
Alright, so I'll I would have 6. What do you have?
I have.
Heidi. Heidi, you've rolled already, haven't you? That was what you just rolled, yeah? The 5?
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then it exploded.
So that's 4 successes?
10, 8, 8, 6, 8.
Yeah.
No 6s. So 3 8s and a 10. So 4 successes.
Yes.
All right. So should I roll as well? Or
Yeah, you can
do
roll
wanna-
as well. Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Okay.
You should, it's like a-
And that's
2.
2 successes. So both of you realise that he is acting very, very weirdly. Like he is not acting in character. You in particular, Heidi, you've known him for a while because you've been his bodyguard for a while. And he's not.
Don't remind me.
He's not acting normal. Like usually he's a prat. Does that word work over the channel? I'm actually not sure. Do you know the word
I'm gonna
prat?
roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that should be fine.
yeah, he's a
I'm
prat.
gonna roll an investigation or a perception check on it, and I'm gonna see if there is. If that's not really him, I'm gonna see if there's a freaking body somewhere around here.
You want to look around for a body? Okay, intelligence investigation to go and look around for a body.
Alright, this time I won't fall.
Yeah, you walk. Oh, wrong person. You walk off into the rocks. Hi,
Literally
rock.
into the rock.
I face through the rock.
He has become one with the rock.
like the strong, independent woman I am.
Ivan just kind of looks at you guys and goes, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm grateful. You saved my life. I mean, those worms. You both nearly died. You know, you saved my life.
4 successes.
There's no body.
Do I find anything else in particular?
Not really. Bits of worm.
Ivan, are you feeling alright?
Uh,
You seem a little.
I've never felt
Odd.
better. I've never felt better. Like, I mean, being here, I'm just energized. Although, is there any chance we can go home? Because, like, I think with you guys injured like this, I think my father wouldn't really like it that we're out here on our own, you know, taking the risk. I'm just going to say out of character here, if you go home for any reason, you fail instantly. And
And it's only
the
been like a
Rostovs,
couple hours.
the
So are you
Rostovs
saying
don't
that you're
like
being-
loose ends. They really
So
don't
you-
like loose ends.
So you're saying that you're acting like a coward, huh?
I'm not acting like a coward. I'm concerned for your
father would
health.
be-
You
Your
know,
father
you
wouldn't be
you,
very
you guys
happy.
nearly died. You know, and that was just 3 worms. You know, what if a brute turns up? You know, what if some fallen turn up?
Then maybe you should actually do some of the work yourself.
Well, I'm sorry, but no one actually sort of told me there was anything going on. It's not
Anything.
really my fault.
While
That
you
is
two
true.
are having this argument, I'd like to go and like clean up the worm parts so they're not just about
That's probably
attracting
good. Yeah.
flies and junk. Are there flies out here?
Yeah, there are flies.
All right. Maybe I can like roll them over the edge.
Well, it's
what
sort
would
of
I
an
roll for?
incline, but yeah, I mean, it
Like
would
a
get them further
flush.
away. So yeah, you can
Yeah,
do that.
So,
Roll me
What
a
would I
roll me
roll
a.
for that?
Wait, why don't you throw him off the cliff?
There
it's
isn't
not a cliff.
actually a cliff. I mean, it's
Whatever.
just an
That's-
incline.
that's
But
it.
It
The
just
thing.
looked like a cliff to him.
Yeah.
It looked like a
So-
cliff for a second. Shut up.
roll me a strength and survival. I think to clean up. That was Ico, wasn't it? It is
Yes.
Ico who's asking that. Yeah.
Oh well, I only have 2. So let's see. Let's see.
So yeah, you're doing that, and you're just trying to clean up. Oh, sorry, your success threshold
Trying.
is only going to be a 5. It's
All right,
not.
so I got 1 success.
Yeah. So you're cleaning up. You know, you'll do it. It'll take a little while, but you'll do it. It's not hard to
Yeah.
do what you want to do. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so Heidi, you're the only person left with Ivan.
I've been trying to. Well, Ivan, as much as I understand that we did not, well, wake you up, but before you were complaining about us waking you up the first time.
Look,
It-
let me just say right now, Heidi, I just want to say, I'm really, really sorry. Okay, it's all my fault. I'm really sorry. I don't know what else to say, but I really think we ought to consider finding a portal or whatever it is we do and go home. Because I think with you guys injured, all of you injured, it's too dangerous out here for us to actually survive.
How about no?
You realize we don't have a choice. We have to stay here the entire week.
I'll talk to my father for you.
That's
I'll-
not how your family works.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean,
Listen,
I'll
Ivan, I'm in this clan for at least 19 years, and I know how your family works.
Heidi, because you're standing there, looking right at him, could you please roll me a wits investigation, please? Is someone making a heartbeat? That's 4 successes.
That's Ivan's heart right now. It's just
Yeah. What happens is, oddly, a portal is appearing behind him as he speaks. Now, a little bit of setting info. Humans can't open portals.
what the.
Ananasi can open portals.
Oh shit.
Discuss. And obviously portals also open randomly, right? They also open randomly between the Lost Lands and Ether. But there's a portal opening behind him right now while he's talking about going back to Ether.
Oh yeah. Am I behind
Does the
him?
royal bloodline or whatever of the Rostov clan known specifically for psychic powers or anything like that?
Nothing
No,
like that. No.
We're known for having high knowledge
No.
Well,
Yes.
that's why I made that connection.
and
'cause
seeking all
sort of-
that knowledge.
No, they have no supernatural powers. Only the Chike have anything beyond what you would consider normal human ability.
And
like,
that's why science
You can
is-
train, you can become, to use an extreme example, you could become like Batman, right? So you could
Yeah.
train and be as
Gotcha.
good as a normal human can be, but you can't have random superpowers. Except for the Chike, and that's because they screwed with their DNA and integrated Ananasi DNA with their own.
Yeah, that was by biology. Still.
Because they're nutters. They're really, really strange.
Yeah.
Hey, weird is cool. Shut up.
I like. So I'm behind him, right?
You're kind of moving the worms around, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing that.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was-
You were off searching the rocks, and it was while Heidi was talking to him that this happened. So you might not be aware of it.
Yeah,
do I see like some sort of hand gesture he did from behind? Because I imagine they make or is it or
No, you
by
can't see
servant-
it secluded. There are rocks between you. It's sort of a rocky area. There are, you didn't see him. You're looking around for a dead body on the ground. That's what you're looking for.
Now, by studying these creatures that I've encountered, do they do like certain things in order to open these portals besides like hand gestures, or do they panic portal? That sort of thing?
Do you have? I would like you to roll me an intelligence and drive, if you would, please. So drive is not only sort of driving a car. It is understanding the Ananasi. I mean, it was lore for a while, and I might move it back to lore. It's called Drive in another game, and these were quite hurriedly put together as character sheets, if I'm honest. So I might rename it.
It's not like drive as in driving a car. It's drive as in
Cattle Drive. It's understanding
Gotcha.
animals is really where the name came from.
So it's biology basically.
Yeah,
understanding
kind of.
biology.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And I
I
might rename it to lore. I've kind of not really decided what the name of it is, basically.
Maybe.
that's fine.
All right. Well, I don't have any skill in that, so I'm adding my luck.
Okay, and you have to roll 10s. But Aiko does have skill in that, just so you know.
Have I seen it?
I'm
I-
assuming Hilda, you've moved back towards the other two, right?
Okay. I got 110.
You got 110. No, the Ananasi don't seem to make any gestures or anything. They just seem to will it open. They seem to be tapped into the electromagnetics of both universes, and they're just able to open a portal between the two.
All right. I kind of stare at Ivan as I'm like readying my submachine gun. I'm ready to make some Swiss cheese.
Out of Ivan. Even though you're like you know that you really ought to protect him. You're just gonna make him into Swiss cheese.
I really don't know what he's gonna do.
Well, it's not like they know what's happening out here.
Yeah,
If we
they-
go back and say
Right.
they killed Ivan,
Guys, could you please roll me an intelligence persuasion?
all of us.
No, sorry, that should be a willpower persuasion. I'm very sorry. Willpower persuasion.
All of us?
All of you. Well,
Okay.
all of you who can hear. Aiko, I leave it to you. You're relatively close. You might hear what he says.
Sure.
Okay, I had a luck, and I rolled 110 again.
Let's see.
Thank God.
And for Heidi, you rolled one success.
Ah.
Aiko, are you rolling?
Yes, I have rolled.
You are. Ah, there we go. 1, 2, 3 successes. Okay. Heidi and Hilda, you think that he's on the level with what he's about to say. Aiko, you sort of hear it, and your instant reaction is, no, I don't believe that for a moment. Okay?
Oh.
He goes, oh look, a portal's just opened. We look, I was just saying, and isn't that
Well, that's
convenient? A
bullshit.
portal's just opened.
Yes, that is very bullshit. I would like to run at him and stab him with my sword.
You can ask me to shoot him, because...
No,
I
because
will-
you two actually believe that it might possibly be like he was convincing enough in his persuasion. Me as the GM, maybe I wasn't acting it so well, but he was convincing enough in the circumstance that he was surprised it was there, and he's like, "Well, if there's a portal, I mean, surely we should go, right?" But Aiko comes running across the area with her sword ready. So Aiko, I want you to roll me a dexterity and a melee,
Okay.
please. Oh, what was that?
What was that?
What?
Someone's
What?
making loads of noise.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was crushing a water ball.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh.
No, just kidding.
So
that
what
my
was
neck.
it? Dexterity and what?
Dexterity and
Dexterity
melee,
and
please.
melee. So that's 4 and 4. Okay.
Alright.
E10. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Right, so 3 hits on Ivan. He's not expecting you, so again, I've not taken defense off. Can you roll me 3 dice, and I'm just looking for your sword stats. So your sword is really quite powerful. It's 3/6. So you're looking for a 3 to do damage or a 7 to kill him because he's wearing light armor, which gives him +1
That's right.
kill.
Okay.
He's dead.
He's dead.
You run up behind him.
Oh
you,
my
you
God.
stab him through the heart. Your demon cleaving sword sort of emerges from his chest, and he looks down at it and goes, "Oh." And he sort of drops to his knees and then sort of slides forwards off your blade as you sort of remove it. And he goes, "I didn't mean to."
What the hell did you just do?
Are you insane?
Now what happens is a ghostly form emerges from Ivan, and I'm going to give you another handout. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to do that now.
Can I do that thing Katana does where I seal the spirit in my blade?
No,
Oh.
because it's not his spirit. That's
Okay.
the main reason.
Oh no.
I imagine his spirit would not be visible under normal circumstances.
Not worth it either.
He doesn't
No.
even have a soul. He had no
I don't know
soul
if I-
in this whole entire
Yes.
game.
First reason because it's not his soul. Second reason because I don't know if I want his soul. actually help
Yeah,
him
like
anyway.
it would ruin the blade forever. You know, the blade
Just
might get
crack it.
lazy. Right, there we go. So
on, just
this
don't think, eh.
this form appears from his from his body. It emerges from his body.
Oh my.
Okay.
You have never heard of
can't see it.
anything like this, Heidi.
I'm terrified.
Great news for you. I have some great news for you, Heidi. What's going to happen is you are going to transform into your fallen form.
Oh, gee, great.
Wait! That means... Oh, shit.
Oh, am I over by the rest of them now?
Oh yeah. So, sorry, I should move you
That's alright.
because you did a running charge to kill Ivan. Poor Ivan.
He just backs up.
Look, he was a demon, okay?
Listen, we could have gotten an exorcist. You don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna find an exorcist out here.
Exactly. You gotta
No.
be optimistic.
This ethereal's just standing in the middle of your group, and it's just sort of looking at you. It's not saying anything.
How do we like make sure it doesn't possess one of us? Is that a thing we
I
can
think
do?
that was the willpower save.
Is that a will? Yeah.
I should say you've never heard of anything like this before. There's been no report of any Ananasi like this. No one's ever heard of this before.
I call Ghostbusters.
Call the Ghostbusters.
No, we are the Ghostbusters now.
Well,
It
that's awful.
now sinks into the floor.
What? Oh my god, this is all my fault.
Going to immediately back away, looking around a little bit panicked because I don't want to get some kind of weird Nancy inside of my body.
Now, because you're the one who's reacted particularly, Heidi, I'm going to give you a trigger for possession. Possession by Ananasi. I'm going to give
Yay.
Hilda a trigger for team members acting oddly. That's going to
okay,
scare the
so-
crap
so-
out of you from now on.
So, teammates who do suspicious actions.
Teammates who act suspiciously.
So basically paranoia. Great.
Basically paranoia.
Sweet. The emotionless character can have paranoia now.
Yeah, well, if you're emotionless, it's much more easy to be paranoid because you think everyone's plotting against you. You would plot against them if you were an evil, horrible, death-eating, whatever they are.
Ghost.
Pull out sniper.
So, there's no evidence of this creature returning. After a while, Heidi returns to her normal form.
We just killed the son of the rest of Black.
Correction.
I'm so fucked.
Aiko killed the son.
Yes, and you stood by and did nothing.
Look,
Didn't expect her to go crazy.
You're not a great bodyguard, are you?
I didn't
mean,
go
I did almost
crazy.
die.
He went crazy. There was a demon in him. Did you not see it?
I don't know what type of thing that was.
It was a demon.
I wish they told me. I wish I learned this. Why haven't I learned this?
So,
Flips through my journal. Where is this?
yeah, I mean, would you guys like to remain in this area, or would you like to
No.
move on?
No.
We should leave. There's
You should
demons
leave
here.
as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay, well, all you need to do is pack up the 2 tents and start walking.
Can we like bury Ivan
Yeah?
or like cremate him or something
Yeah?
before we leave?
Well, bury, yes. Cremate, you might struggle.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I just want to bury him and keep moving on.
Yeah. So
Oh, that didn't work.
Nice. We found a makeshift cross. Nice.
Right.
Yeah, because
So-
that's what they're gonna put us on.
Yeah, probably they aren't going to
Probably
be very
gonna put me on
happy.
it because they probably think I was responsible.
And you guys are going to leave the area. Which direction would you like to go?
East?
So west is going to be towards Ether, east is going to be towards Erebus, north and south is not really making any distance either way. You can't just walk out of the Lost Lands and into Ether. You have to go through a portal. So you can go
okay.
towards the Ether end, and it should be relatively safe. Relatively.
Relatively.
Relative to what?
I'm in science.
The Erebus
relative is
end.
kind of a bad word. Relative is kind of a bad word in science. So, kind of no.
Let's see. So, is it like, how do portal placements work? Do they like cluster towards the ends or the cluster towards the middle? Or
Actually, it's totally random within the Lost Lands.
so there's no, so we won't like find more people coming through portals if we go towards.
Yeah, also
Whatever.
remember that if you run into any chosen at all and talk to them, you could potentially automatically fail.
Oh yeah.
If they deem it as getting help from other chosen, you could automatically fail.
How many days do we have?
So where did the worms actually come from? They came from the opposite
They
direction?
came from down here, yeah. You thought they came from over here, but that was a severe fumble, so they
Okay.
actually came from over here.
Let me see.
I would love to see the terrain.
So we don't want to talk to people necessarily. We don't want to.
We can only work together, basically.
You can talk to natives. You're allowed to work with natives, but not
Well,
chosen.
natives?
there are people living here.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
natives?
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
natives out here? God
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
They're mostly enslaved by the Anunnaki, but there are a few free tribes. But yeah, you're allowed to work with them, but they have to accept you on your own merit. They won't just accept you because you're chosen.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless make them accept.
Unless I run them all through with my sword.
Yeah, well, I mean that's valid. If you survive,
then they'll love you immediately. Just come on them.
So which way do you guys want to go?
Do you want to go east or west, or north or south? Which one? Or do you want to go northeast or northwest? Or southwest or southeast?
I'd say
Or
probably
some places.
like. I mean, we had enough trouble with the worms out here, so I'd say if we go east, we're probably gonna just die instantly. So let's
True.
not go east. Let's maybe go slightly west, not too far west, because we don't want to run into people.
So you head off to the west.
Yeah,
You're not going to go a very long way, but you head off to the west.
yeah, just to get away from
This area.
where our person died.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this session here, right, for now. There are 2 more sessions that I have planned that will extend this story. You have, in this session, just to summarize for you, you've killed Ivan Rostov, you've fought off a bunch of worms, and you've encountered a brand new type of Anunnaki, which no one has ever seen before. What you're going to do about that is very much in question, but you've gained more experience than you ever expected.
Yay.
So, congratulations, you have survived, barely. And we will pick up the adventure the next time that we can arrange a session with everyone.